Welcome to Present Poetry, a podcast where we sit back, relax, and enjoy some poets of the past and present. I'm your host, Erin Crittenden, and before we get started on this week's episode, I want to remind you that all of the material used in this podcast is either public domain or used with permission from the author or the author's estate. It's a fun time for all ages, so sit back, relax, and get ready to hear this week's featured poet. This week's featured poet is John Giles. John Matthew Giles, or Gillespie, is a Canadian-American author, artist, and musician. He holds a bachelor's in language arts and a master's in education, and started his career with crayons and worked his way up to arts editor for the early midwestern literary newspapers, Sound and In Process. When not teaching, he enjoys spending long evenings in his studio with family and friends. He currently resides in Little Canada, or, as most know it, St. Paul, Minnesota. We are reading a few of his poems that he submitted to us through the form at presentpoetry.com. This poem is called Eulogy for a North Carolina Pig Farmer. Grandpa Giles was found face down in the middle of his pig pen. He had a heart attack during feeding time. I was surprised to see his pigs did not eat him, like so many pig farmers found, face down, devoured before him. I guess, in the end, your end depends on how you treated the pigs. This poem is called On the Matter of Jealousy. To be as confident as a hermaphrodite worm, never longing for nor needing a mate. To drink the cockroach's intoxicating juice, extracted from either antenna. To partake from the white snake's meat, learning how it feels to be taken for granted after an exotic bloom. This poem is called Ants in the Grass. Buddhists don't even step on the grass. Not a living thing should be disturbed, said the guest after I had just stepped on a bug. Well, I said, I guess I'm not that kind of Buddhist. This poem is called American Opportunities. It was an exhilaratingly lubricated slice of apple pie, seen by many and eaten by few, too many times before. But what is there to do? Waste-free blended birdseed isn't free, you know. Not everyone can afford to have the shells removed before consuming the American dream. This poem is called Inadequate Funds. An extended chat about this and that, which the other finds interesting, like amateur paleontologists playing skull switch atop an extended neck with 2 hooves and 3 toes in the back, rewriting textbooks that will not be replaced due to inadequate educational funding. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Present Poetry Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, feel free to like us, leave a review, or share us on social media. If you are a poet or you know someone who is, we would love to hear from you. You can reach out to us or submit your work through our website, which is www.present-poetry.com. Again, that is www.present-poetry.com. We can't wait to hear from you.